What's up, everyone? CryptoSavy here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. This is going to be a quick Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum update. It is Saturday. I have stuff to do, and I'm sure you do too. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group. There's a link to it below in the description. Definitely check it out. Totally free. Awesome community, guys. And let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, trading advice, or investing advice. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. And remember, this is my opinion of the market, not yours. Let's take a look at the news headlines. Bitcoin price will close third best month ever if 10K holds until March. We'll see what will happen there. I'm not convinced that's going to happen, but we'll see. Buying 1,000 of Bitcoin at the 2018 bottom would have made you this rich. Bitcoin brand, Bitcoin can hit 20K by halving, says Mike Novogratz. Bitcoin maximalists in 2020 are narrow-minded. No, I think they're smart. Watch out, Bitcoin altcoins are turning more and more to payments. Bitcoin news roundup for February 14th. Bitcoin mixer owner charged with helping criminals buy drugs. Meet Bitcoin market's most accurate technical indicator, Lamborghini. Nothing real, it's kind of bullish, kind of bearish. Nothing real great. Fear and greed index, we were at 64. We raised 1 point, so a little more greedy than yesterday. We were at 63 yesterday. So let's take a look at longs versus shorts on Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance combined are 66.6% longs, 33.3% shorts. So it's looking like there's a lot more longs than shorts lined up. Could that be bearish? Definitely could be bearish. All right, let's look at the monthly. As you guys know, if you've been watching the channel, we were looking for a breakout of this falling channel here. And I had said last month, if we closed above 9,200, it would be bullish, which we did. And it does look like that's holding as support as of right now. But usually when you break out of a formation like this, you can see it in the volume. We are not seeing a breakout volume here, so I'm not convinced. This is the weekly, and for those of you that haven't seen it, I'll run through it really quick as I can, just to give everybody an idea where I'm at. So I'm looking for the swing high to the swing low here. I'll put a Fibonacci extension on it. And here we go. As you can see, the golden pocket zone, 0.618 to 0.65, is exactly where we topped out at our 14,000 last year. And if I take the Fibonacci swing high to swing low and do a retracement here, we are looking at around the 11,200, somewhere in that area, in between the 0.618, which is at 11,100, and the 0.65 at 11,350. And that would also line up with this top trend line that I've drawn off of these two wicks here from our peaks. If we cross 10.5, I believe that's where we're headed, and I will be looking for a rejection here. In my opinion, if we do break through there, it's going to be extremely bullish, but I do think we're possibly coming back down for another correction to test this bottom trend line, which would line up with right around the halving, which makes a lot of sense, between $7,700 and $8,000 range, somewhere in there. But that is if we get rejected here. If we don't get rejected here, and this would be by the end of this month, beginning of March, I would assume. If we do blow through there, like I said, it would be really bullish. But I will be putting in a short here when we test this trend line, and I will put a stop loss just above it to protect myself. And if it does blow through and hits my stop loss, I will probably switch long and put a stop loss just below this trend line. So if you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out my Bybit tutorial up top. I also have a Bybit link and a Prime XBT link down below. You get bonuses for signing up for each of them. And the Prime XBT has some promo codes. You can get some percentage off your fees and get some extra money in your account. Definitely check them out, and let's continue on. So anyways, yeah, it's still looking pretty bullish on the weekly. As you can see, our EMAs are all turned up nicely. Everything's looking pretty good. Let's look at the RSI on the weekly. I will zoom in for this. Same trend lines as you've seen on the price action. I would be looking for a rejection here if we make it up there. And that would probably be around that 11,100 to 11,300, somewhere in that range. I do want to point out this red trend line right here, support and resistance for the, remember this is the weekly, but back, and Coinbase doesn't have it back that far, but back in 2014, we capitulated under this trend line, broke back through in 2015, tested it for support, and continued on our 2017 bull run. As you can see here in our bear market 2018, we capitulated below it, broke through it in 2019, tested it for support, and you see where we're at now. Look at the daily. Again, guys, I'm going to zip through this kind of quick. You can go back for more details in my prior videos. But like I said, it is Saturday. I know people have things to do. So right now what we're trying to figure out is if we are topped out here or if we're going to continue up to this Fibonacci retracement zone. I believe that we're most likely going to have a correction here, but the area to watch here, guys, is going to be this 0.5 Fibonacci, and that's from the swing high to the swing low. And we are getting support there now, and that's around the 10,150. If we close a 4-hour or a day, I'd say if we close a daily below that 10,150, we're definitely in for a correction, and we'll take a look at where that might be. Also, if we take a look at the RSI on the daily, you see I have this rising channel here. We're flirting with the bottom of it now. If we do break this, we're most likely going to, and this is the daily RSI, guys. If we do break this, we are most likely coming down to test this top of this falling channel we had here. And that's, like I said, that would be our correction beginning. We could, if we were to break down through there, back down to the bottom of this rising channel in white, that's going to be the more bearish case scenario. Let's look at the 4-hour. So as you guys can see, I have this trend line on the bottom, and that's off of these 3 wicks. I cloned that line, and I put one on the top of this peak, top of this peak, and top of this peak. And we were watching this for support and resistance all the way up, which we did get. As you can see, when we hit it, we got resistance and came back down, tested it for support. We got resistance on this one for a while, broke through a few times, finally broke through, stayed above it, broke through that third one, tested it for support, and got support. It does seem like we are in a possible rising wedge here. Also, what I want to look at is, as you can see, this red channel here. Looks like we're most likely going to come down. If we do break out of this rising wedge, I have a measured move for that. But first, we'll look at this. And this trend line's off these peaks. As you can see, we were getting support off it all the way across here. And that's going to line up with the bottom of this falling channel in red. And that's going to be around the 9,800. So I'd be watching there for a bounce. But I do believe the measured move of the whole move out of here, if we do break down out of here, is going to be around this $9,300 zone, which if we come back down to test this top trend line, it will also line up with this rising wedge I have in the white dotted lines here. And both of them meet right here about the same as the measured move. So around the 93.40. We could definitely be looking at that area, guys. If we can't break that 10.5, I definitely believe the correction has begun. But if we do, you know, we could go up to our next targets, which would be right around the 10.9 and then at 11.1 to 11.3. But if we cannot break this 11.5, I think we are in our correction now, and we'll take a look at the targets for that correction. But if we cannot break that, I still believe this is what we could be looking at in the big picture, guys. This looks to me, this is that 10.5 trend line, which would be the neckline, and a left shoulder, head, and we could form a right shoulder, which would also line up with the weekly coming down to retest this bottom trend line here. So keep that in mind. That's still what I'm looking at as of right now. If my view changes on that, I will let you know. But as long as we don't break that 10,530 range, I still think we're going to correct. My first target down is 9,800. Next target would be the 95.55, which is the 0.236. If that doesn't hold, then the 93.41. And if we take a look at rest of the target, oh yeah, if you look at the RS or the the RSI here, looks like we could come back down to test this, and that would line up with these lower targets, 98, 95, 93 area. But if that ends up being a bigger correction, guys, let's take a measured move, and let's say we break through this 93.41. I'm going to put we're going to do a measured move on this rising wedge here, just to see what comes out of it. If we were to break down past this 93, we could be looking at that 7,300. That would make sense. That is the 0.786 of this whole move that we've been watching as a, and I'll show you real quick. I hate to make this video long, but I kind of don't want to leave anything out so you guys understand what I'm saying. But what I've been looking at this as is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is an extended fifth wave. If we are done here, the 0.786 is going to be around the 7,300. And what that would do, guys, is make this whole thing a wave 1, this being a wave 2, and our wave 3 would be just off to the races. So that's what I'm looking at. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I do daily updates. Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button and leave your comments down below. That also gets you entered to win a free t-shirt. I do the comment drawing tomorrow on the video tomorrow. Sorry about that, guys. I'll do the random comment pick from a random video throughout the week, and that'll be the free t-shirt winner. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at here, guys. I do believe we could have possibly started our big correction from here if we can't break this 10.5. Let's look at Litecoin. So looking at Litecoin we'll go into the daily first. And Litecoin and Ethereum both are in the same boat. I'm still looking at the same thing. As you can see, we hit our target of 84, came back down, retested 79. Same thing. I'm looking at this as a possible rising wedge. And the measured move, if we break down, if we go test that 79 again and break down, is around the $60 range. That would be the measured move falling out of this, which could be our correction. We also have 73 will most likely get a bounce, 65 get a bounce, and 60. That $60 range is where I'm expecting a big bounce if we break down from here. If we can break this 84, as you guys know, my target is still 90 up here. And Ethereum. So these targets here were from like a month ago. Actually, probably a little more, maybe 2 months ago. And we did hit our first one. And we hit our 285 now. If that's it, which I think it could be, the correction, the 0.236 is going to be around the $250 range, 0.382, 224 range, the 0.5 is going to be around the $200 range, and the 0.618, the golden pocket zone, is going to be around the 183 for our correction. So we're going to keep an eye on these. I will keep you guys up to date, so make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above my head. Hit the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash that like button, guys, and leave your comments down below. And I'm out of here. Thanks.